pocketbook dictionary mentality. And the superior people have an unabridged mentality, meaning when he hears the word crazy, if you look up in a pocketbook dictionary, it says deranged, it's negative. If you look up in an unabridged dictionary, there's 22 definitions. And they have things like uncompromising, outstanding, all positive. So, in reality, if somebody said you were crazy, what you should do is say thank you. Because do you want to be normal under 100 grand, or do you want to be abnormal and be 100 grand up to Bill Gates, 57 billion, right? So you want to be abnormal, you want to be weird. But what you want to do is take that philosophy and apply it to everything. So in our business now, it's really simple. We have passive investors. That's it. If I consult with somebody, I'm going to consult with them and make money on what we do. It's the only way I can protect myself. I can't have people writing shit about me on the internet anymore. I can't take it. I'm worn out.
Well, everything has a price in life.
Yeah, well, it wasn't worth the price.
Well, I know.
Yeah, but I
don't find that out until it's too late.
Well, it's not too late. I'm only 52, so I'm still a baby. You know, my grandmother lived to be 103, and she was German, and I'm half Sicilian, so I figure 107 for me. I got 55 years left. I'm just starting. So what I'm looking for is somebody like a Dan who will give me the benefit of the doubt and meet me and say, hey, you know, I understand where you're coming from. I'll give you a chance. So if I find an investor with money, the investor's going to make a hell of a lot of money. Why? Because it's to my advantage for them to make money. So I can prove that that old person isn't this person. That's why I'm doing this. I want Dan to have somebody say something positive. And for him to say, hey, everybody was happy and nobody went away sad, nobody went away screaming. You know? Because that's what I don't have a choice. I have to do that. So I don't know if that answered your question or not. Yes.
First of all, I just want to say I respect you for coming out here and speaking with us and just opening up your world. It says a lot, it speaks a lot, because I have read a lot of negative stuff. And it just dawned on me that I actually own several of your books. I've never read them, but my mom has read them. And Peak Walkers, Rags to Destiny, and one other one. So just want to say that, you know, I appreciate you coming out here, and it's not, I was thinking, oh, he's going to be selling something. I wasn't real excited, so I'm thankful that you came out here and just told us about your story, and just let us take those opinions, and whether we want to...
He's selling himself.
Huh?
He's selling himself.
Right, right. You're being honest. You're being honest.
I appreciate that. I mean, I'm a person who... since I was Catholic raised Sicilian ex-Mormon, I really can do anything and absolve myself immediately. I'm not kidding. I mean, I was taught.
How long does it take?
It's instant. That's the problem, and I have to fight it because I mean, like yesterday, I'm taking a Kabbalah class because I love their philosophy. And one of the things they said is, you know, who's willing to raise their hand to say something that they're doing which they shouldn't be doing. You know, I have a list that just, you know, goes on forever, but the one at the top is simple, and I go, well, I drive in the HOV lane. In the HOV lane. I mean, I just don't understand why you would stay in this lane if this lane is empty. So I really had a hard time with staying in the right lane when all I got to do is go in the left lane. And I've never seen anybody get pulled over for being in the left lane. I mean, doesn't everybody in this room go over the speed limit? Well, then why don't you drive in the HOV lane?
We can.
No, but why don't you?
It's a little more expensive than car.
It's a little more expensive, and it's a little bit more fear. You're a little bit more afraid. Well, I'm not afraid of anything. Not because I'm fearless, because I'm stupid. There's a difference. Well, there's a huge difference. I just figure, why not? But in this class, what you're trying to learn how to do is to have self-control for the value of self-control. It doesn't matter whether you could get away with it or not. The value of controlling yourself is mastering yourself. And then what happens is when I meet somebody like Dan or you don't think this guy is full of... Can you edit this?
No, it goes up on YouTube.
Well, you don't
whatever
think
you got,
this guy's full of shit. Because it's like I have a nonprofit I teach in prisons. I go in federal and state prisons and I talk straight. Because I'm not selling anything. I'm saying, look, when I leave here, I want to feel good. You know, this is my give back stuff. And I'm looking at this that way. And if somebody in here says, man, I'd like to talk to this guy, and you've got anything more than what I've got, I'm interested. Because what I'm trying to do is to find somebody that resonates with who I am and what I'm about. I've got a production company that we're putting together a show. I've got a lot of footage on my website. Take a look at it. I believe the new Mafia is a great name because I want to get people's perspectives to change on the word Mafia. If you look it up in an unabridged dictionary, it's a group of people that are doing something that are valuable, not criminals that kill people. My uncle was a judge in Sicily that got blown up on a bridge for putting away the bad guys, and they named a airport after him. So when I go there, I almost never have to pay for anything because he's a hero. So it's the opposite of what you think. So can a person who has a background of exploitation change that to be equal? I believe you can. And that's what, I mean, it's slow as hell. Let me tell you, this is torture. You know, not chasing after it. I mean, it's torture. Because I had to apologize. In fact, the Bob guy, I went after it, you know, because I had to start all over. And when you start all over, it really means you got nothing. And so I went after it with him. I went after a fee. And I made him real uncomfortable. And I had to apologize and say, man, you have to understand, it's in my nature. I'm sorry, but it's in my nature. You know, to go after it. It's a great thing to have as a partner, not to have somebody, you know, so.
What was Bob's last name?
Garber, G-A-R-B-E-R.
He's not from this...
He's from Ventura County Real Estate. He was one of the 3 people that stayed. And he's actually on the website that I've got. You see him on there. And he's a project engineer for the aerospace industry. I just fell in love with this guy. Like, oh my gosh, he'd be great because people will trust this guy. He'll be good because I don't know how to do the business part of the business. You know, the boring stuff. You know, the stuff that everybody needs to do in order for it to stay. You know, I mean, my philosophy in my checkbook was, what's the difference what's in there as long as there's enough in there? Why ever balance your checkbook? I mean, if you make a lot of money and you're always putting in more money, to me it was a waste of time. But it's important to know where your money's going. But if you're always making...
My wife learned from you.
but I mean, you have to understand that you're coming from a different world. I mean, if you're used to making 50 or 80 or 100, and then you talk to somebody that makes 100 a month, it's different. You just don't think the same. You should, but you don't. Well, now I do. You sure do appreciate things that you didn't appreciate before. Let me tell you that. So, any questions? So again, all the books are free. You can get them all. Yes. The pay somebody to buy real estate you can't do anymore. That was fun while it lasted. And I didn't cause the crash of 2008. I wasn't big enough. I was too small. I mean, I would have if I was bigger. I mean, I would have done that all over the country. I didn't see any reason not to. I mean, it was the way it was set up. It just shouldn't have been set up that way. I mean, let's face it. That industry shouldn't exist. The subprime market was just wrong. You know. So, anybody have any questions? Take care.
Anybody else talking?
Hey, thanks for coming.
No, that's pretty much it.
Okay, appreciate it, sir. Thanks for coming. Good to see you. Take care. Anybody have any other questions? My daughter brought my 7th grandchild to see me, so when I leave here, that's where I'm going.
Excellent.
Santa Monica, that's where I live. Good. Anybody else? If anybody writing anything? Anybody a writer?
I'm a writer. I didn't take notes. I'm a writer.
You are? You write books?
I don't write fiction.
But you write?
Yeah. It's all going to be up on YouTube.
I wrote 7 books, so I was going to say, give me any advice for you. Publish it yourself. That's for sure. Unless you're famous. Media, anybody do anything where they need media help? Because getting on the radio and the talk shows and stuff really is nothing to it.
I'm looking at getting a multimedia certificate, so I'm very interested.
Okay. And again, I will give you everything I know for free. So you tell Dan, hey, this guy's nice. I mean, I will. I mean, I know how. I mean, I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on public relations firms and marketing firms, and we just do it all ourselves now. I mean, I got on the Sally Jesse Raphael show, on the talk shows, in the major magazines, Entrepreneur, Success, the talk shows. And once you know what to do, you can do it all yourself. You just got to know how to put a press release together and have enough in there that I mean, what people don't realize is the newspapers have to get filled up. The radio has to get filled up. You know, they need people on their shows. They need them. So it's not like you are having to sell them. You just got to know how to package yourself. And the same thing with a lot of people that are in the room.